In this video, I'm going to show you 10 plugins I use daily and why. I've even got some free plugins in this list, so don't miss them. Watch until the end because I've got some bonus plugins that are so new I can't really put them on my daily list yet, but they are quickly climbing my charts. Oh, and I have something to say about Omnisphere and Nexus in this video as well. Let's get started. Reverb first. There's one Reverb plugin that has been popping up in my songs a lot these days. It's LX480 Essentials by Reverb. This plugin is included free with the Universal Audio Volt interfaces, so I first tried it when I reviewed them. Oh, and you can buy it if you don't have a Volt interface.
Summer days gone by, red sunset, palm trees, dreaming of the nights in July. Never be the same. Oh, those days with you. I can't live.
The LX480 is based on a classic Lexicon reverb seen in studios around the world. The Reverb version sounds excellent and includes a mix control, which is so useful. You can adjust how much of the reverb versus the dry signal is coming through. Now, I have to give another reverb a shout out here too, though. Valhalla Vintage Verb still remains one of the best all-round reverb plugins. It sits well in just about any mix and sounds great.
Summer days gone by, red sunset, palm trees, dreaming of the nights in July. Never be the same. Oh, those days with you.
Hey, what's your go-to reverb? Do you have one that you'd recommend? Leave it in the comments below. The next plugin is one I can't live without. It's iZotope Ozone. Ozone is pretty popular, and I've mentioned it many times on my channel before. Ozone is a mastering plugin that works quickly, and the speed is what's most important to me here. I put it on the master track and then use the included assistant feature to master anything. Ozone listens to your mix and adjusts the volume, adds some compression and EQ to get you closest to a finished song. Now, one more plugin I should mention is one I use along with Ozone, Gullfoss. Gullfoss is just magic. It subtly fixes any resonant stray sounds in your mix. It's kind of like wiping your car down after a wash, getting rid of those last little spots. You know how sometimes you've got a great song that's just a little dull? It just needs that last instrument to make it pop? Well, that's when I reach for Signal by Output. The presets included with Signal sound finished, and I tend to use them for standout sounds or rhythmic undertones. And it usually gives me a modern twist that my song was missing. It's also great for sparking inspiration. Okay, number 4 is a no-brainer. Komplete Kontrol by Native Instruments. Komplete Kontrol doesn't really have its own sounds. It's a plugin that consolidates all the sounds included in Native Instruments bundles and gives you an easy way to access the presets and control them. You get it free with any Komplete bundle and free with the Komplete Start bundle as well. If you have any Native Instruments bundle, you'll need to be using Komplete Kontrol. I actually have a video where I go in depth about Komplete Kontrol. And by the way, Komplete Start is the first freebie in this list. Link is below. What are your favorite instrument plugins and what do you do more? Create your own sounds using a synth plugin or use presets? Comment below. Okay, so I said I'd include some more free plugins, so here they are. This is probably my most used plugin of all. It's EQ. Actually, the EQ built into Ableton Live. Don't ignore the plugins included with your DAW. When it comes to EQ, get to know your DAW's EQ, and you may not ever need to buy another EQ. I use EQ to help sound sit better in a mix to avoid overlapping frequencies. I go in depth about how I use EQ in a video here. Another plugin included with my DAW that I use all the time is the built-in compressor. I use it to even out the volume of my vocals, to tame a synth sound, so much.
They will call the shots for me. What I can, what I couldn't be. They will call the shots for me. What I can, what I couldn't.
Now I should mention that I also often use an LA2A or 1176 plugin. I've been using the ones included with Universal Audio Spark recently. All right, before I get to my favorite delay plugin, keep watching till the end because I'm going to give you a couple honorable mentions in the instrument category. And one is Omnisphere. Is it worth that price? I'll let you know. Okay, so how about delay? My go-to delay plugin these days is Echo Boy Jr. by Soundtoys. And this has been my go-to delay for a long time now. Are there other great delays out there? Yes, but the Soundtoys Echo Boy and Echo Boy Jr. plugins add a little bit of something special to the sound. It's not just a plain delay, it adds some flavor, and not too much, just enough. Especially when you choose the type of delay sounds, you can hear the difference their algorithm makes to the sound. Okay, next up is a plugin I use when I get stuck. It's Rift by Minimal Audio. It's a distortion plugin with morphing, filters, movement, and a lot more. It just produces results I wouldn't have thought of myself. Another honorable mention in this getting stuck category is UJam's Finisher Micro. This plugin is free and has a bunch of effects built in, and you can use the center knob to select the effect you want. The reason I look for plugins like this is because sometimes I don't know what's going to spice up a sound. A little distortion, reverb, delay, lo-fi-ness, whatever. Hey, if you enjoy my content, consider subscribing. And if you want to take your support a step further, check out my sample packs and virtual instrument in the link below. I even have some free sample packs and a free version of my Rhodes virtual instrument on my site. And hey, if you're looking for this shirt, I've got that there as well. Number 8 on my list is Analog Lab by Arturia, especially with the new stuff in the V Collection 9. That just came out and I think it's on sale. Analog Lab is a collection of presets from Arturia's vintage synths, pianos, and other instruments collection. It's kind of like Komplete Kontrol for the Arturia collection. Of course, if you have the full Arturia collection, you can also access full controls for every instrument in addition to just the presets. But honestly, I just love exploring the presets that Arturia includes in Analog Lab itself. They're useful, inspiring, and best of all, if I find one I like, I know I can tweak it to my heart's content with the controls right at the bottom. By the way, Arturia just released the latest version of the V Collection. It's version 9 now, and it includes Analog Lab as well. I think it's on sale right now, but link is below. Okay, another freebie. Very often I need to make sounds wider, move them out of the center, and there are lots of plugins to help out with this, but did you know that you can create a stereo widener effect easily using your DAW's stock delay plugin? Here's the before and after. All I did was change the delay time for left and right slightly different from each other. Feedback down and mix all the way up. Boom, a free stereo widener. It's light on your PC and sounds good. At number 10 is EXO by Exelon Audio. EXO is the quickest way to create beats. The sequencer is easy to use, the Sound Explorer is designed well, and every control you need is here. And you can export the MIDI of your beat as well. This plugin has made my top 10 list before, and it's still here. It's hard to beat. Okay, 2 honorable mentions, and then I have a couple new plugins that I'm starting to reach for all the time. Here we go. First honorable mention is Omnisphere. Ever since they released the Sonic extensions, I have a newfound love for Omnisphere. Sonic extensions are add-on libraries of sounds, and the presets are top-notch. Not that Omnisphere wasn't great already, but this has just breathed new life into it. Omnisphere is a full synth, but even more importantly, it contains a plethora of beautiful, useful sounds in it. Is it worth the cost? Yes. The next honorable mention is Nexus. Now, I know there are people who hate it and people who love it. I'll say this, in a pinch, I can usually find a preset in Nexus that is ready to go, no tweaking necessary. It just sits right in a mix, whether it's a guitar sound, bass instrument, or synthy pad. Last, I want to mention a few plugins that are so new I can't really say I use them every day yet. First is Playbox by Native Instruments, pure chord progression inspiration. I named this and the next plugin a must-have for 2022. The next one is Crystalline by Baby Audio. It's a reverb plugin that has all the right tools to solve reverb problems, like getting reverb out of the way of a sound or your vocal.
Now I stand where we were both here dancing once upon a time with you.
There you have it, 10 plugins I use every day and some honorable mentions and bonuses. Links to all the plugins you can buy are in the video description below. And remember, get to know the plugins included with your DAW first. You'll be surprised at how much you can do with what you already have. Now, if you're looking for plugins to use for vocals, check out this video. I show you how I process my vocals using the plugins included in my DAW, then wave plugins, and then universal audio plugins. Get ready to be surprised at the sound differences. Keep making the music you love, and I'll see you on Saturday for the latest news from the music production world.